So next job is to put the little bird's mouth grooves in there to hold the tap. There's a screw comes in from this end, and these are going to be chopped off here with a nice end on them, but they need a little groove in there. Not a huge deal to do, and I had thought to set them up in the shaper and do them, but I haven't got really a clapper box that'll do that on my machine, and I've got one drawn up and I've got one sort of in the stages of planning, and I've got the material for it, but it's not going to happen before these are ready to be, or these need to be sent. So the best thing I can do, I've got this piece of 1214 and I've drilled it to fit there, and I'm going to put a grub screw in it, and I'm going to use the shaper to cut a V-groove in the end of it. And then we can set that up there, and if we harden this or case harden it, we can use that to file them. So that's probably the best way to do it, I think. So what I'm going to do, I've drilled that 11.2 and that's a nice fit over there. Center punched it, found a M5 screw. I haven't got a grub screw, but this will do, and I'll drill that and tap at M5, and we'll set this up probably with a V block in the vise, and find the center of it and put a groove in it. So the next job, I guess, was to sharpen a tool up to 90 degrees. I've just used Stan's little Z-square here to get that nicely at 90 degrees that way, and nicely at 90 degrees that way. The root, or the point there is reasonably nicely in line, so you're not going to get any problems there. There's plenty of clearance. Bit of a burr on top, and I'm just going to stone that off, and I'm going to set that up on the line, and we'll use that tool. So it's only a bit of soft steel, so it should be okay with that. Now get a stone for that, and start looking at setting the job up. The secret, of course, to a hand-operated machine is having something that's tight enough or sharp enough that's going to grip your nail like that. That's pretty sharp. That'll put a ledge or a cut on your nail, no problems at all. And that looks like a pretty good tool. So set this up nice and square against the side of the clapper box, and we'll find the center and start thinking about cutting some grooves. So the easiest way to set this up on center here is just to line it up with the back half or the point of the V block. If you've got a scriber or such that you can put in the back to line it up, even better. Or turn a piece of rod and put a nice point on it in a collet and set it up with that. That's probably a really good way to do it. And if we bring this forward, providing our vise and everything's trammed right, which it's not far out, I think, we can touch off here. And we should have a groove that's pretty well close to the center. So fairly light cuts there, but got the job done pretty quick. Spring cut so it's not cutting anymore. And a quick run round with the deburring tool. Just make sure we're deep enough there. And it looks like we probably are. This machine is actually a joy to use, and it's probably my favourite machine in the workshop. Milling machines are utilitarian and boring. Lathes are cool, and the nice lathes are a joy to use too. But the reality is this is probably the most interesting and fun machine I have. And I tend now to go out of my way to use it, which may seem strange to some people, but anyway, so that's the jig that we've made up. It's pretty good straightforward filing jig. This is just light. Oh, it's still soft. So next job is to case harden it. I'll get the hearth out and some gas, and we'll get him hot and some sand, and we'll case harden him, and we'll see how it works. This really only needs to be hard on the end, plenty good enough. This is case hardening compound, and John Pettit, a friend in Brisbane, sent me or gave me a packet of this. It's good stuff. There's enough there to last me the rest of my life probably, but I've used it a couple of times, and that's what we're going to do. It really only needs to be hard on the end. It's really not all that important to be hard all the way up. So I'll get a tin. We'll tip that in there, and we can tip it back later. We'll keep it in a screw top lid, lid jar maybe. Break up some of these lumps from last time. I've got the fan going because this is pretty much going to smoke us out. It's pretty nasty stuff, really. Drop that in some water, and that should be pretty hard. Touch up on the wire brush. Probably this could go in the tumbler for a bit, wouldn't hurt it. It'd probably be a good way to finish it, but I haven't got all day to do it that way. If we get a file, probably some Scotch-Brite. I've got to do a few of these, so I might just do that again when I've given it a clean up. And that's the idea anyway. I'm going to do that a second time round, I think. And we can start thinking about setting up and filing some V-slots. There we go. Quench that out in some water, and it is pretty hot. I'll let that clean up and give it a wire brush up, and we'll see how hard it is and get on with making some holes in some tap wrenches. So that's a pretty straightforward little filing job. I've just set it up with a drill there so that it's nice and square and fits everything nice. Took me about 2 minutes to file him out. And we got the first one done. So pretty happy with that. I'm going to get in and make them up. Probably I'm going to cut these off and trim these up tonight and give these a good final polish, and there'll be more to talk about next time. So anyway, that's a quick update. So it's time to work out who actually won that Machinery's Handbook. There was a lot of entries, and thanks so much for commenting and for taking a look and putting your name down. You've got to be in it to win it, and it makes me happy that I found something that everyone wants. So I found this, which is a YouTube random comment picker, and hopefully this will find one. If I put the URL to the video in there and press go, we're going to have a look and just make sure the person actually wanted the book, and make sure they're actually a subscriber. But let's have a look and see. Amount of unique comic, this is 98. Oh, that's Chris B. The Old Man Shop. That's a bit of a pity, because it'd be a great addition for someone, he says. I'm not sure Chris wants it. We might have to do this again. So let's have another go. Hi Emma, Kevin from New Zealand, and I love that book. Congrats on the 3,000 subscribers. Let's have a bit of a look and just make sure that Machine NZ is a subscriber. Let's have a look at Machine NZ and see who he's subscribed to. There we are, subscribe to me. Well, how cool is that? Machine NZ, looks like you got yourself a book. So that's pretty cool. Thanks so much for entering, everyone, and for all the support. I'm not sure what else I'm going to include in this video. All your support and for watching. Hope everyone enjoyed this, and be kind to each other more soon.